Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. Merciless Vaughn here, back again with another Bleach Brave Souls video, and it's that time for the Limit Breaker quest again. So we're going to go ahead and go over some best in slot characters and some substitutes that you can use if you don't have the best ones. Hopefully you enjoy. If you do, leave a like. If you're new to the channel, you have been here for a while, subscribe. I want to get to 250 subscribers. Now with all that said, let's go ahead and get started. First things first, as for the duration of this Limit Breaker quest, is going to be available the 1st all the way to the 17th, so you have a couple weeks and a few days to do it, but the sooner you get it done, the better. Go ahead and take a look here. The quest menu has not changed. Alright, so let's see here. For slot 1s, we're going to need speed attribute ×2, melee attack damage ×2, killer effect ×4, and the burn status element. And the enemies are going to be power no affiliation units. And then for slot 2, range attack damage ×2, killer effect ×4, burn status element, and heart hollow enemies. And for slot 3, range attack damage ×2, poison, and power no affiliation enemies here. Alright, so that's basically the stage rules for this Limit Breaker quest. Let's go ahead and take a look at some characters for each one of these slots and see who's going to be the best to use. Alright, so first off we have Oetsu. Every new Limit Breaker quest, there's at least one slot guaranteed to going to be kind of catered towards the newest unit that comes out around the time. So for that first one is going to be Oetsu here. As you can see, he is a speed unit, and he also does have the no affiliation killer plus skill here, so you know his killer effect will be even better. Damage to enemies not affected by an ailment 40%. He's a melee unit, so you will get that bonus melee damage, and he also does have an EX move. He has a gauge effect that gives him 100% Berserker and Frenzy +1, and he does have Frenzy +2 built into his kit. So for the duration of his gauge active, he'll have Frenzy +3 and 100% Berserker, which is very good. And he also is going to be starting off his gauge with 70% of it already filled, which is great. And when his gauge is activated, he will get 30% strong attack cooldown, and he's also immune to fire, which is good. He does have the gauge rampage skill, which basically is going to give you more gauge every time you defeat a certain number of enemies. Bombardment is good, and increased damage to enemies not affected by an ailment 100%. It says 140 here because it's adding on to his soul trait, so that's good. Weaken defense, long stride, and poise break. So yeah, if you are going to be summoning on the new end of month banner and you pull Oetsu, he will probably be the best in slot 1 for you to use in slot 1. Alright, so up next here we have the Spirit's Arthur Parasol Macy here. She has the no affiliation killer here, soul trait, strong attack, recharge time -12%. And she is a ranged unit with paralysis and weakening on all of her attacks. If you use her in the first slot, she won't get the bonus melee damage, but you can use her in the third slot and she will get the bonus range damage there. So that is good. Sharpshooter, Havoc, Team/Party, Speed, Attribute, Strong Attack, Recharge Time -20%. So if you are someone that's going to be using the Oetsu, this will help get your strong attacks back faster. Her Berserker and Devastation are at 40%. She does have Frenzy +2, which is great. Damage to her status elements 40%. Weaken defense and the status element spiritual pressure boost. So yeah, this is a unit that you can use for the first slot, but she will work better in the second slot since she is a ranged unit. To keep in mind, she's not immune to any status elements, so you do have to watch out for those, and she doesn't have any form of healing as well, which is unfortunate for her. And so here we have the 7th anniversary Uryu, a pretty old unit now. He is a strong attack, recharge time -12% soul trait unit. He is a melee unit, so if you use him in the first slot, he will get the bonus melee damage. Weakening and drain, and a debuff on the soul bomb. Weakening and drain is good. I mean, with drain, you'll just be able to keep your full stam up, so that's great. Long stride, sprinter +2, Team/Party, stamina recovery 20%. So yeah, if you're going to be using a Macy in the third slot stages, then using this Uryu, it'll help, you know, just recover some stamina if you take some hits with her. He also does have the gauge effect, 100% Berserker, decreased damage taken -50%, and he'll reduce his strong attack cooldowns by 30% when he activates his gauge. Berserker is low, only at 20%. Devastation is low as well, 40%, but this is a 2-year-old unit. Frenzy +2, increased status element chance against power attribute enemies. So again, you'll just be proccing his status elements a lot often, and which is just going to be basically being able to, you know, weaken and drain the enemies. Guard break plus hit enemies, and increased speed attribute character strong attack damage plus 20%. So if you don't have the Oetsu, the Uryu will be some great support. He's going to be increasing, I guess, whatever speed, you know, you'll be using for the third slot stages, and also just healing your party as well. So not a bad choice for the first slot. Alright, so here we have this Kaguraza here. He's a pretty old unit as well, but he is a ranged unit, someone you can use for the third slot here. He's a ranged nat unit, so that's great. Ranged nat units are always good. This Bruiser is high at 80% here. He only has Flurry plus 1, unfortunately. Increased range damage in some quest types, but this is just mainly a guild quest unit. So if you really are lacking like characters for that third slot, you can use him. I mean, you can never go wrong with a ranged nat unit anyways. But yeah, he's a pretty good option if you don't have anyone else. Now, if you're really someone that doesn't have a lot of options for that last slot, you have this Seasonal Noelle here. Her strong attack recharge time minus 12% soul trait. She's a ranged unit with weakening on her attacks. She does have the revive mechanic on her soul bomb, so if you use her soul bomb with her, you'll be able to revive if you just so happen to get knocked down. 40% Berserker. I mean, she's a super link slot potion, but that won't matter there. Frenzy and Bombardment are at +1. She's a very old unit. She does have the increased status summon chance against no affiliation enemies, and also the status summon spiritual pressure boost. So if you really are lacking some characters, I mean, she's a pretty good option. I say her soul bomb will probably be the most benefit you'll get out of her. Alright, so moving on to characters you can use for these second slot stages, you have Yuhabaha. He does have the Hollow Killer, Soul Trait, Strong Attack, Recharge Time minus 14%. Melee unit, weakening on all of his attacks. Since he is a melee unit, you will not get the ×2 bonus range damage. He does have the enemies defeated gimmick. You can pretty much see the bonuses he gets when he defeats 20, 40, 60, and 80 enemies defeated. PR's NA skills, Long Stride, Sprinter +2, Marauder. Team/party mind attribute strong attack recharge time minus 12%, Berserker 40%, Devastation 16%. He does have the complete status immunity, so you don't have to worry about the status element. Frenzy +2, weaken defense, poison, the status element spiritual pressure boost. So yeah, a unit you can use, just you won't get the bonus range damage, unfortunately. Here we have the Halloween Ninny here. Her soul trait is strong attack recharge time minus 12%. She's a ranged unit with weakening and burn on all of her attacks. So she's a ranged unit, you will get the bonus range damage. Gauge effect, 100% Berserker and Frenzy +1 while it's active. Sprinter +1, Long Stride, and she is immune to the fire status element there. She starts her gauge off with 70%, and when she activates her gauge, she will get a 30% heal, 50% spiritual pressure boost while it is active. Berserker and Devastation both at 40%. She has a base full stamina damage boost of 20%, which is great, so you'll be able to boost your full stamina damage boost past like 100% with the right links. Gauge Rampage have a 20%, Frenzy only at +1, unfortunately, and Sharpshooter. So yeah, pretty good unit. The only bad thing I'd probably say is that her Frenzy is only at +1, so that's just unfortunate, but other than that, yeah, she's pretty solid. And another unit you can use is this Swimsuit Neliel. She's pretty old. She's a melee unit with drain. You won't get the bonus range damage, unfortunately. At full stamina only, she has the increased strong attack damage at 40%, which she has drained. You'll be able to stay at full stamina pretty easily if you play carefully. Berserker and Devastation are both at 40%. Havoc 20%, Frenzy is only at +1, and she does have damage to drained enemies 20%. And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. I mean, she's mostly a farming unit, so if you really don't have any of the previous units that I mentioned earlier, and you have her, I mean, she could probably get you some stages pretty much done. Alright, so we took a look at some of the best in slot units and some substitute units, and I went on ahead and made my team here. Really, there's not a lot of options for this Limit Breaker quest. The newest unit is the Oetsu, and everybody else is just pretty much old and almost coming up on a year old. But anyways, yeah. So this is the team I used, the 7th anniversary Uryu here. Here's his build. Here's his links. He is, oh, I should probably upgrade that, but it's only HP, but it'll be fine. And full stamina damage boost and the plus 200 SP are going to be his bonus abilities. Take a look at the Ninny here. Here's her build. Here's her character links. And full stamina damage boost. And weakened defense. Hold on a second. There, plus 200 SP. That'd work a lot better. And she is only 2 out of 5. And last but not least, we have the Macy here. This is her build. These are her character links. And she is 5 out of 5 max transcendent, bonus abilities, full stamina damage boost, and the plus 200 SP. Alright, so yeah, let's jump in here and see what we can do with this team. So obviously, if you have the Oetsu, he will be the best in slot 1 for this, or if you are using the 7th anniversary Uryu, he's pretty old, so you might have more dupes of him than I do. He's probably max transcendent, so yeah, he'll be fine. As well for the Noelle, or excuse me, not Noelle, Ninny. I don't know why I get their names mixed up. Macy, she should do okay. We just have to watch out for those status element pools, since she's not immune to anything. Yeah, it's weird. It's yeah, the newest unit, which is Oetsu. All the other ones are old. Yeah, she'll be a year old here in a couple of months, and Macy, I think she's already a year old, isn't she? Yeah, she's already a year old. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I did my 1 year later showcase for her. But if we can just stay at full stam, we should be fine. I'm not really too worried about this Uryu. The only thing I probably have to worry about is maybe his damage, but we do have the gauge here. We will be able to inflict their weakening and drained. Yeah, see, this is going to take quite a bit of time. I mean, if we take a hit, he has multiple forms of healing, so we don't have to worry about it. There we go. Move on to the next stage here. I don't think it'll be too much of a problem with the Ninny's gauge if we go up against these boss type enemies. I mean, I call them bosses, but they're just like bullet sponges. Well, not really bullet sponges because we're not shooting at them. They're just tanky for no reason, in my opinion. We'll activate our gauge here. Yeah, obviously these units will perform better with more dupes. Yeah, the gauge really helped out there. Try to get a move on. Just have to watch out for these status element pools here. Okay, there's those enemies. We took a hit. That's unfortunate. We took another hit. Maybe long stride wouldn't be too much of a bad idea, just to, you know, try to get some distance away from these enemies. And this stage right here is just insanely small. Like, just look at this. Okay, yeah, that wasn't too bad. We'll move in between the stages with Uryu and she'll be able to get back at full stam. Yeah, there. One great reason why I brought Uryu, and he is also increasing our strong attack damage by 20%, so I think Uryu was a good choice there since I don't have Oetsu. I wasn't paying attention. Did we rotate through all the maps already? I think we might have. Yeah, I think Macy being max transcendent here really does help. I would like to see them like provide some bonuses, like depending on how many dupes you have of a unit. Like say if a unit's only 1 out of 5, they should get like some form of bonus damage. And then like that bonus damage just decreases depending on the amount of dupes you have. I think that would be a good addition, just to, you know, like, give you a better chance of clearing all the stages of the Limit Breaker quest. Like, since my Mace is only 2 out of 5, she should get, like, maybe I don't know, maybe a 10% extra boost in damage or something like that. But like I said, it could vary depending on how many dupes you have. Macy, she wouldn't get any damage boost because she's already max rescinded. It's like only for units that aren't like max rescinded, because they could really use it. We got 30 seconds here. I'll go ahead and use my soul bomb here. Don't think we'll be able to clear this. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Macy still did a great job, even though she did take a couple hits. Yeah, there we go. Not too bad. Alright, so that was my run for this Limit Breaker quest. We managed to complete 15 stages. I'll go ahead and collect my missions here. Like I said, if you have Oetsu, he'd be the best in slot unit. And if you have more dupes of this Nini and Macy here, well, Macy did well. I think the one that slowed me down was probably the Uryu, since he is over 2 years old. And if I had more dupes of Nini, she probably would have got it done a lot faster. But anyways, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and thank you for watching. As usual, until next time.